Tell me why we treat finding yourself like you misplaced your identity somewhere between Target and the drive home. Now you're backtracking, trying to figure out where you went. So you do more personality tests, more journaling, more vision boards, asking the universe for signs, and calling all of that self-discovery sounds way better than admitting that you're ghosting the real you. But here's the uncomfortable truth. You're not lost, boo-boo. You're just scared to be yourself. Because the moment you stop hiding, someone might judge it, misunderstand it, or expect you to change it. Let's talk about it. What's up, it's your girl, Kesha B, former I'm still figuring myself out professional who finally realized I wasn't confused. I was just scared to be who I already knew I was. And today we're breaking down why feeling lost is usually fear wearing a really pretty outfit. Because if you've been finding yourself for years and somehow still feel stuck, the problem isn't clarity. The problem is what clarity will force you to change. Here's how this usually goes. You're scrolling, you see someone living boldly, saying what they mean, doing what they love, not apologizing for it. And something in you goes, yes, that's me. You feel it instantly. That clarity hits your body before your brain even catches up. And then, right on cue, your mind jumps in. Well, what if people think I'm weird? What if my family doesn't get it? What if I try and it doesn't work? And suddenly, that clarity you felt 30 seconds ago, boom, gone. Now you're back to still figuring it out, not quite ready yet, just being realistic. But notice what actually happened. You didn't lose clarity. You just got scared of what clarity would require. So instead of saying, I know what I want, but I'm afraid, you say, I don't know what I want yet. Because being lost sounds thoughtful, but being scared sounds weak. So let's talk about why this happens. Because your brain isn't trying to mess with you. It's actually trying to protect you. Your brain knows three things. One, being yourself is risky. When you're still figuring it out, you're safe. No one can reject the real you if you haven't shown them yet. You're still researching, still preparing, still gathering data. But the moment you actually show up as yourself, now there's something to judge. So your brain says, let's stay confused. Yeah, confused is safer. Two, being yourself means disappointing people. And this is the big one to our protective brains. See, when you're still finding yourself, you can be whoever people need you to be. You can mold, adapt, keep the peace. But when you know who you are and start living like it, you start saying no. You stop explaining. You choose yourself over others. And if you spent your whole life being the person everyone else needed you to be, being yourself feels like betrayal. Three, being yourself removes the escape hatch. When you finally commit to who you are, the real you, there's no more hiding. Your old excuses stop working. And that level of commitment to yourself, oh, it's terrifying. So staying lost becomes the loophole. So how does this show up for you in real life? It's the person who says, I don't know what I'm passionate about. But give them 10 minutes and they'll light up talking about one thing. Oh, they know. They're just scared it won't work or won't be respected. Or the person who says, I don't know what I want in a relationship. But they can list every red flag, every deal breaker, every past lesson. They know. They're just scared that standards might mean being alone. Or the person who says, I don't know what boundaries to set. But if you ask them what makes them uncomfortable, what drains their energy, what do they resent doing, they can tell you immediately. They're not confused about boundaries. They're scared of enforcing them. You see the pattern? Different situations, same scary result. You're not lost, you're just protecting yourself. So here's the reframe I want you to make. The next time you catch yourself saying, I'm still figuring it out, ask yourself, am I really confused or am I just scared to be who I already know I am? Because most of the time, you already know. You know what feels wrong. You know what you want more of. You know where the line is. You're just scared of what happens when you stop pretending you don't. You're scared of disappointing people, scared of being judged, scared of standing out. And that's real. That fear is valid. But don't mistake that fear for lack of clarity. But here's the part people don't realize. The rejection you're trying to avoid is already happening. Every time you hide, you reject yourself first. So the real question isn't, will they accept me? It's how long am I willing to keep abandoning myself? All right, let's make this practical in 4 steps. 1, write down one thing you already know about yourself that you've been pretending you don't. Just one thing you know you've been treating like you're still figuring it out. 2, ask yourself, what am I scared of? What will happen if I admit I know this? Be specific. Will someone be disappointed? Will you have to make a hard choice? Will people think you're weird? Name the fear. 3, ask, is avoiding this fear worth abandoning myself? Because that's what you're doing every time you pretend you're lost when you're really just scared. You're choosing temporary comfort and self-betrayal over permanent authenticity. And 4, do one small thing this week that reflects what you already know. Not a whole identity reveal, just a choice that tells the truth. Look, being yourself is scary. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I know firsthand. Some people won't get it. Some people won't like it. But those people never knew the real you anyway because you've been hiding her. So stop looking for yourself. You're not missing. You're right there. You've always been right there. You're just scared. And that's okay. So here's what I want you to do. Drop me a comment. What's the one thing you've already known about yourself that you've been pretending you don't? Let's call it out so the real you can show up. And if this conversation stirred something in you and you don't want to do this alone, I created a cool space for you. A place where you don't have to perform or explain who you are while you're figuring out how to show up as yourself. It's called the Escapers Lab, and the link's in the description below. Now do YouTube's favorite love language: like, share, and subscribe. It's a tiny action for you, but it helps this reach someone else who needs to hear it. And if you're looking for what to unpack next, check out the video YouTube's lining up for you right here. It's usually exactly the conversation you need next. Now, my fellow escaper, go be your own kind of different.